Hello.
Welcome.
Hi everybody, it's Chef Devin Kellogg, our executive chef, and I am Lise Houweling, the director of food and beverage. And today is our Wednesday's fireside chat. So hopefully some of you are going to jump online here. I know that our governor is giving another speech right now, so some people might be watching that. But this is a lot better. This is way
Probably
way,
more information too.
way more fun. And then, oh yeah, someone jumped on. So welcome. This is, again, Chef Devin and Lisa, and we're here in Seaview Cafe. So we're kind of the lower section. This used to be a space that we actually held a lot of wine dinners in this space.
We have.
Yeah, and it was a space that banquets and catering used a lot for group settings. And now it's part of our Seaview Cafe, but we're actually just not open for inside seating quite yet, still grab and go until we can move fully into phase 2. But it's all set up down here and it's gorgeous, and we thought what a great place to show you the amazing view. So behind us, yep. Pacific Ocean, everybody. So if you haven't been here before, you are missing out. It's a beautiful, beautiful location. Semiahmoo Resort sits on 80 acres. We have 196 guest rooms. We have 35,000 square feet of banquet space. So if you're looking for a place with room, this is it. Absolutely.
Yeah. Easy, very easy to socially distance here.
Yeah.
Especially right now with being lower occupancy and not too many people here. It is actually a pretty large property. We got big hallways, large kitchens and other things. And so we're really fortunate to have, honestly, used to be a detriment, too much space. Yeah. Now we're actually reaping the benefit and the rewards of having this extra space, being able to distance and being able to clean, organize, and really set ourselves up for the next phases here for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, we're really excited. We had a fairly good Memorial Day weekend. It was a success for us in that we actually were, over 20% occupancy, which we haven't had that since March 17th or 16th or whenever the day that the COVID bomb dropped on us as businesses.
Yeah.
So it was just so nice to have people. Seaview Cafe was open this weekend, and so kind of still a bit of a soft opening as we're figuring out what our guests want, and serving our breakfast sandwiches, which are made here in-house, and everything, of course, is sourced locally, because you know by now how important that is to us. And I had one I ate one the other day.
Did you write that down? No, I'm kidding.
I will. It was so delicious. I had this sausage one, and it was so good with the melted cheese and the egg and their Meadow Fresh. So I just put another word in there.
Meadowbrook? Oh my gosh! Like I can't. She said it wrong, so now I can't say it correctly. But they're a partner that we've had fresh local eggs. We've had it forever here, and then we also use Happy Chicken Farms, which is another great, wonderful local vendor, and then Skagit River Ranch for the sausage, Sandwich Bay for the cheese, and Avenue Bread for the bread. And that is all that goes on that sandwich, yeah. And so, it's another great opportunity to work with our local partners. We also have a wonderful range of deli sandwiches and little fresh salads that we're doing, Caesar salad, fresh deli sandwiches.
Cobb salad.
Yep, and then along with those, we're doing sandwiches, again, Avenue Bread, some local great produce, and some wonderful meats and cheeses. We have a little cheese and charcuterie board. We're going to start selling a little bit more of local product too. We have Bow Hill Blueberry product for sale, Girl Meets Dirt, wonderful provisions, as well as patty pan burritos and tamales, which are made from all fresh, all natural ingredients down in, I think it's Lake City, down in the Seattle area, but they're wonderful, wonderful cooperative that make great food. Lots of fun stuff, and so the Seaview Cafe will continue to evolve, but we got our breakfast going, we have our coffee going, we have some wonderful fun new coffee drinks, as well as beverages and things like that. We're open from 7 a.m. until 4, and so we're open a little bit later. And so we're opening Packers this next Friday, but this next week, come on down, take your walk down on the Spit, and come into Seaview Cafe.
Yeah.
We're still doing, it's still within phase 1, so we're not doing any kind of real service, but it is a grab-and-go kind of style counter, and works out really great for this.
Yeah. I mean, it's a great way to support local, and then again, look at the view. I mean, hello, take a walk on the beach.
And plenty of space.
Plenty of space. So come on down, grab one of those sausage breakfast sandwiches because they are delicious. We also do veggie ones as well. So it does have the egg that has veggie on. So if you don't eat meat, we have that as an option for you as well.
We're also doing avocado toast with Avenue bread and Sandwich Bay feta cheese. And then we're also, we have house-made cinnamon rolls. And
they're huge.
Salmon and lox. We have some wonderful smoked salmon, whipped cream cheese, caper, dill, shallot relish. And then obviously we can toast a bagel for you as well. So,
So Kelly, one of our extremely talented chefs here, she calculated how many calories that cinnamon bun has. So now that I know, don't ask, but
you can always share it with somebody.
You can share it with somebody. I said that to somebody and they said, no, it's just the right amount of calories. So the cinnamon buns have just the right amount of calories in them, but they're beautiful and huge and delicious, and you definitely want to come and try one of those. So lots of options for you guys, and we're just just so excited to have something open and to see your faces and serve you in the way that we're able to right now. So, and
if all goes well, Packers will be open next Friday and ready to serve you and the community as well. And for anybody that's interested, the plan is that next Friday when we open up Packers, hopefully we'll have our Viking to go menu on that as well, and that we're just finalizing what that looks like and how we're going to operate that. And so we'll be able to get a little bit further out there in the community than making you come on out here. We'll be able to come on out to you.
Yeah. So. And we would love to hear from you. Love to hear what your comfort levels are, and if you're still looking for takeout, if you're looking for that Viking home delivery or the curbside service. We just love to hear all of your guys' comments and what you're looking forward to coming back to Packers for, the fish and chips, the cioppino. Honestly, I think we have one of the best cioppino recipes ever.
Outside of San Francisco?
Yeah,
it's pretty darn good.
It's so delicious. That saffron aioli on the top is absolutely to die for. And dipping it with the Avenue bread and the sauce. I'm all about sauce. I love anything with sauce. I'm totally in. So it's like a seafood stew to die for. And then the seafood chowder, which is so good. And we talked about that before. Are we going to do it in the bowls again, or maybe down the road?
The bread bowls we will eventually. To start out, we'll see how much demand there is for it. It wasn't the biggest seller, but it's always a fun one to have around.
I know. I love it. I mean, anything with bread and sauce, I'm in. So we are actually drinking a little bit of wine here. So, the saying, rosé all day. So we have, do you want to read it? Because you pronounce things better than I do.
It's Fleur de Paris, and that was, it's basically prairie flower. And it's from the Provence region, and it's a vin de Provence, which is it's just basically saying it's coming from the Provence region. It's similar to a vin de Paz, a wine of the area, not necessarily coming from a specific chateau, a specific vineyard, or a specific production, but it's from a very great French producer in the Provence region. But again, Provence doesn't have as much regulation as, say, the Languedoc and the other regions that are right by there. And so the Provence region actually does end up being a lot more times vin de Paz, which means that it's a somewhat of an unregulated, it doesn't have the regulations of an appellation. So just like here in the United States, an AVA, it would be somewhat typically out of an AVA, which gives them a little bit more room to grow in different manners and not necessarily stick to the traditional methods, and can actually make some wonderful, unique items. And I remember my first time to France and getting a vin de Paz, and it was literally cheaper than a bottle of water. It was $2 for that bottle of wine, and it was $3 for a bottle of Evian. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's what I actually found when I was in Belgium way back in 1997. Yikes. It was cheaper to order a beer than a bottled water. I was like, what? Like, the water's not free? What do you mean there's not free water? And they're like, you don't want to drink the tap water. And it was all like sparkling, mostly water, whatever.
Yes.
Yeah. So I drank the beer in Belgium, but which is, the right thing to do anyways,
Oh yeah,
right?
absolutely.
And I love French rosés. I love rosé. I love that wineries are all trying it. I think we talked about that before, like all the different grapes that they're stylizing to make rosé out of. And I think I told the story one time before that I was in the bar cleaning glasses and helping them out, and there was a gentleman at the bar, and he was talking all about rosé and how he was just to France, and I tried the true rosé grape, and he was going on and on about the rosé grape, and I just kept saying to myself, don't say anything, Lisa, don't say anything, it's okay, it doesn't matter, it's okay, just let it go. But true fashion me, I finally turned around and I was like, actually rosé is not a grape. It's a style of wine, but it's not actually a grape. And it's amazing that there's a lot of people who don't know that, that it's a style.
Let me one up your story here. I had an ex-girlfriend that I was arguing with that said wine Zinfandel was a grape, different than Zinfandel. And so I had the fortunate opportunity to look across the table and ask Jim Fetzer himself and say, hey, Jim, is there a white Zinfandel and a Zinfandel? He said, no, man. You can make when you make a rosé, it just sits on the Lise less, if at all. Yeah. And no, it's just different. You can have white Merlots, but it's the same exact grape.
It's a grape. Yeah. So rosé is this style. It's just simply the skins were left on, and everyone to a different degree. That's why you see different colorings in a rosé. You see very light. This one is actually almost a little bit of a peach color. That's probably why I accidentally didn't read the label and grabbed a bottle of dessert wine earlier thinking it was rosé, because it can literally come in so many different hues and shades of pink. I've seen a lot of peach colored. There was one I tried, I believe it was Port Townsend. They have rosé, like a Pinot Grigio, but it's almost orange in color. It's amazing. It's just so fun to try all these different types.
Interesting, if it's an actual style of wine, orange.
Yeah.
Orange wine, yeah.
I had heard that. Actually, I was watching a show. I was watching that show on Netflix, Dead to Me. And they
it's a wonderful show. Yeah, I just finished watching it.
That's really good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
It filmed in Vancouver, so it's really fun to see all the sites.
I know. It's so fun. I love watching shows and being like, because I grew up in North Vancouver, and being like, that's totally Vancouver. I know it. And my daughters are like, no, how do you know that? And I'm like, because I grew up there. I can
Lonsdale
tell.
Key. Come on, that's where the flower shop is.
That is. I know, totally. So, anyways. They were talking about orange wine, and I was like, I've never had orange wine, but I want some now.
It's a very viscous, thick wine, and it comes from a little bit. Obviously, the sugar is what gives it the thickness, but it's not a dessert wine necessarily. It's a very unique style, and typically it's made with Muscat or orange Muscat a lot of times. But the different styles and the different techniques of aging is actually what gets it to that orange and that orange color. But there are, I can't remember where I've had it. There was one, it might have been an island winery that actually had a full-on orange wine. And again, they have a very unique flavor. It's really fun though, and served chilled as well. But yeah.
So fun. All the wines out there to try, you guys. So definitely rosé. Definitely for myself, I always recommend a French style rosé, just because I think it's just so well balanced. It's not too sweet. It's not terribly dry.
They have a tendency to be a little bit more earthy and minerally. Depends on the region again. But a French style of wine is usually a little bit more acidic, lighter alcohol, and bright, crisp, clean flavors. And whether those flavors are fruit, you're not going to get tropical richness. Out of Sauvignon Blanc and other ones, you're going to get a much more mineral, earthy kind of, and it depends on the soil that it's grown in, but that's also the typical French style of winemaking, for rosés and things like that.
Yeah. So try them out. Let us know what your favorite wines are, what your favorite beverages are. We would love to hear from you. And then again, like we said, come down to Seaview, grab something to eat, go walk on the beach. It's so vast and big, and obviously you can easily socially distance here and just enjoy the fresh air and this beautiful scenery. And then hopefully, knock on wood, everything goes according to plan and Packers is open soon, and we'll talk about that a little bit next week. And then tomorrow, do you want to talk a little bit about what tomorrow's seaside cooking demo is?
Yeah, so not the most exciting, but it is National Burger Day. And so tomorrow, Thursday. And so I'm going to make a hamburger for y'all. But I'm going to grind the meat, and we're going to season it and cook it. It's going to be a very basic burger, but like everything I do, it's not going to be basic. We're going to talk a lot about it and the reasons that I'm doing what I'm doing so that you can incorporate that into your possibly techniques at home. But yeah, we're going to be doing a burger. So like I said, it's going to be pretty simple, but it should be pretty fun. I'm going to talk a lot about the techniques on how to make the perfect burger and what it takes, the resting of red meat, how you grind, what the best grinds are for your flavor profile, and what you would like to see out of a burger. And we'll have fun with that tomorrow for sure. And hopefully we'll do a little bit of a tour of our kitchen as well, which is sparkling clean and getting put back together right now. Our floors are being redone. We've taken this opportunity to really clean, reorganize, and just dial in our kitchens, our dining rooms, everything. We have to reorganize everything anyways. So while we're reorganizing, we're setting up, cleaning, and just really putting in a lot of thought to make sure that this is a great environment for you to come and enjoy, socially distance for customers as well as our staff, and making sure that everybody feels safe and secure here for sure. Yep.
Absolutely, we're excited. So tune in tomorrow, Thursday at 3 o'clock for our Semiahmoo seaside cooking demo with Chef Devin. And so burgers, I mean, right, it's grill season, so it's time to pull that grill out. If you haven't already, dust it off, make sure you burn the crap off of the grills from last year because you didn't clean it before you put it away. I know you didn't. So, all right.
I don't ever stop using my grill. So
I know we use ours all year round too, but my husband did warn me that it only has one season left in it and he's gonna need a new one. So I heard you, Paul. It's coming. All right, thank you guys for joining us today.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Bye.